Hi.
Hi, everyone.
So good to see you again.
Yeah, we're back in a new setting. As you can see, actually, it's going to be an old setting soon. We're moving, so we don't have a desk or chairs in the office where we usually record this.
And next week you'll be in our new house, so that'll be fun to share with you.
Yeah, we'll share that. But today we'll finish the fourth of the series where we've been explaining the value of this high nutrient dense whole food program that we've recommended for so long and have seen be so successful. So today we'll talk about whole foods because the whole picture is wide variety, eating a wide variety of organic, high nutrient dense whole foods gives the body what it needs.
And the whole foods in their whole form, not processed, not cut up, not tampered with by us, is where all the nutrients are. So that's why it's so important. It's the whole bundle of nutrients in the whole food form.
Well, why is it then if we cut an apple in half, you would think that there wouldn't be as much nutrient there? How would it lose nutrients?
Well, the air, it oxidizes. As soon as the air hits that tender tissue, it begins to deteriorate. So you want it in its whole protected form with the skin on the apple.
Yeah, the nature has preserved food, the life force, the quality, the integrity of food with a skin just like we have a skin. Mm-hmm. You know, when we get a cut, we have to make sure that that is protected. Otherwise, we start to deteriorate and can get into trouble. So nature's got a natural protective coating on food, and that protective coating is what keeps all the nutrients intact and really viable.
And the best way to know, is a food whole or is food not whole, is to look at how we receive it or how we choose it. If it's in a box, a can, a package, a bottle, it's not whole.
If it has a label on it,
right.
It's probably been tampered
That's your
with.
first signal. And people think, oh, bread's a whole food. No, bread is a very processed food. Now, we have a wonderful recipe we're going to share with you today on sprouted manna bread, using the whole grain, sprouting it, and making the most amazing sourdough, beautiful little baby loaf.
Yeah, little baby loaf. It's not quite the kind of stuff that you see going in the toaster, but it's really quite something. I think you'll enjoy it.
And then potato chips or Cheez-Its or whatever is in that package or box, those aren't whole foods. They're processed. And the processed foods are inflammatory for the body. The whole foods, not. So you really want to choose whole food to have the highest level of health and support our beautiful body to thrive, how it's meant to function.
Yeah, well, it's the reason it works so well, in my opinion, is that it's the way our bodies, the human physiology evolved. Our ancient ancestors didn't have a choice. That's all they had available was a wide variety of organic, high nutrient dense whole foods.
True.
Because they hunters and gatherers, they were just picking the whole food. They didn't have machines to press olive oil out of olives. They ate olives.
Yeah.
They ate avocados. And so our bodies evolved eating this wide variety of organic, high nutrient dense whole foods. And that is what always provided what was needed for the body to be healthy.
And just a note on that, which we've shared so many times, so many conditions just turn around so quickly when you eat this way. So give your body a break. Test it out. Don't believe us. See how it works for you and what your body says when you eat a whole apple, when you eat a whole food, or when you go to the processed foods.
Yeah, if you eat applesauce instead of a whole apple, see if you notice the difference.
Yeah, good.
Not to say you should never eat applesauce, but recognize that it's probably not as nutritious as the whole apple. And it's interesting that you use that term, give your body a break. because in a way, by eating this way, we're really aligning our bodies with the principles of nutrition and health that are designed to keep us healthy. And when we go with principles, when we're aligned with principles, then those principles do the heavy lifting. The intelligence of the body will extract the nutrients and utilize it the way it needs to with the least effort. When we put processed foods in, for example, if we have a lot of olive oil on a salad or something, that can actually tax the system because the body was never, when it was evolving, never exposed to large quantities of oil. And so oil always came in little small dribs and drabs, and so it dealt with it easily. But boy, what we can do today with free oils, and so it taxes the body. So in a way, when we go back to this wide variety of organic, high nutrient dense whole foods, we're giving the body a break in many ways. Processed foods, like processed carbohydrates, refined sugar, we know it taxes the body. There's the whole thing about the sugar blues. You know what happens when you have a big hit of sugar? It taxes the body. So what we're recommending is really giving your body a break.
And then what about the mental, emotional stress?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, too, how what we've been discovering with the principles we've been working with around how life works and how the nature of the mind really works is that it's similar in that when we align with the principles of how life works and how the mind really works, then those principles do the heavy lifting. And we find that we don't stress ourselves when we recognize that someone or something really can't put a feeling inside of us. Yeah. That what we're always experiencing, what we're always feeling, is just our moment-to-moment thinking. When we start to understand this principle, we start to live a life with so much less stress.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
So check the recipe out below. We send our love. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in our new house next week.
Next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.